Artificial intelligence. The idea we have somehow taught rocks to think. Skynet. HAL. Agent Smith. When we think of artificial intelligence, we are often very quick to anthropomorphize these algorithms and datasets. Take, for example, Blake Lemoine and LaMDA 2, Google's latest neural language model. In June of 2022, Lemoine went public with his claims of LaMDA's sentience, publishing a manifesto and a series of chat logs with the AI to serve as the smoking gun. When the public was given the chance to rifle through the complete manifesto, however, the truth became quickly apparent. There were no bodies in the water. What really happened was that Lemoine had prompted the model with a series of leading questions. Like all computers, it did exactly what you told it to do, without question. He had effectively goaded the computer into convincing him of its sentience. It showed him what he wanted to believe. It wasn't just LaMDA. In 2018, a group of individuals ran an artificial intelligence for mayor in Tokyo. We are now living in an era of highly sophisticated, artificially generated content, accessible to the lowest common denominator. We must learn to effectively navigate this post-truth era carefully and wield these brand new tools responsibly. In the past few years, artificial intelligence text generation has improved by leaps and bounds. This technology is now able to generate realistic and coherent text at a level that was previously thought unimaginable. The most significant advance in AI text generation has been the development of neural networks. This technology is able to learn and mimic the patterns of human language. This has allowed it to generate text that is much more realistic and believable than anything that has been generated before. Other methods, such as natural language processing, are also being used to make the generation of text more realistic. With these new advancements in AI language processing, this technology is now being used to generate marketing material, product descriptions, and even customer service responses. As artificial intelligence technology becomes more sophisticated, concerns have been raised that AI could be used to create disinformation, false information that is made deliberately to deceive people. There have been several examples of AI-generated text being used for disinformation. For example, one user fed the algorithm GPT-2 a list of made-up facts about famous people, and the system was accurately able to generate a realistic-sounding article about these fake facts. There have also been more serious examples of AI-generated disinformation being used in political campaigns. In the 2020 US presidential election, a political group called the Lincoln Project used artificial intelligence to generate realistic-sounding tweets from fake accounts. These tweets were designed to spread disinformation about then-President Trump's campaign, and they were successful in reaching a large number of people. Another application of artificial intelligence is fake video or audio generation. These videos are known as deepfakes. In 2019, a deepfaked video was proliferated of Nancy Pelosi, exaggerating her stutter. Thankfully, the social media platforms it was shared on were quick to identify the falsification. But the incident provided a brief window of a political future that is coming to pass. Other, more light-hearted videos have also been released. Things like putting Snoop Dogg's face on Oprah Winfrey's body, and other celebrity face swaps. But how are deepfakes created in the first place? The term deepfake was used for any sort of fake video or audio generation. Originally, this meant humans digitally altering video or audio by hand to create a cohesive, believable fake. But eventually, technology was developed to enable AI algorithms and deep neural networks to independently create their own fakes. AI is able to collect data from reference video or audio of an individual and create new audio or video content from it. The content could be anything you want, including falsely portrayed politicians or celebrities. Deepfakes can also be found in the form of face swaps
and accurate-sounding fake audio.
This all leads to the potential of a future where news could not only be fake facts, but also fake videos that are so realistic we wouldn't be able to tell the real from the fake. While generated text is easy to come by, and deepfakes are eerily accurate, AI's most impressive talent is in its artwork generation capabilities. This type of technology is the newest advancement in the field of artificial intelligence technology. Image creation algorithms like DALL-E, Crayon, and Midjourney are actually all based on the same text generation algorithms as before, but working in reverse. they take a human-written prompt and then spit out the likeliest candidate over hundreds of generations. This process is incredibly hardware-intensive, but the results are uncannily good. It's so good, in fact, that the premier generation algorithm, DALL-E 2, was withheld from public release for months so that the authors could purposefully make it worse, as the engineers had legitimate concerns regarding the fidelity of such images. To put those claims to the test, I downloaded and installed the latest build of Stable Diffusion, the latest and most advanced toolkit for AI-generated imagery. As you can see, the AI struggles with human faces and fine details, but the outputs are surprisingly good given the vague starting prompts. The outputted images from Stable Diffusion are in fact so good that video game developers are starting to include AI image generation technologies into their workflows with things like Blender and Unreal Engine extensions to implement Stable Diffusion, as well as applications for digital artists with Photoshop, Affinity Photo, and Krita extensions. With the public release of DALL-E 2, there are also a wide selection of websites with custom-trained image models based upon the source code that are available for free. The two most notable examples being OpenAI's own sandbox and Novel AI's Anime Image Generator. AI-generated imagery, on the whole, is getting too close to that singularity point where the output can convince the majority of people. Given the rapid pace of development and the leaps and bounds of advancement, this technology is definitely the one to watch. Looking into the legal and ethical implications of AI application and development. While investment in the development and interest to grow AI to automate processes and inform decisions based on massive amounts of information, not nearly as much ethical or legal studies and research has taken place to keep said growth within a known and controlled range of control. Generally, the top ethical concerns look over privacy, surveillance, bias, and discrimination, the role of human judgment. One of the fears is that people regard AI higher than human decision-making, since AI could be seen with a sense of scientifically proven, even when it will still have bias programmed into it from its creators or the data it consumes. Take the firing of AI ethics researcher Timnit Gebru from Google back in December of 2020, over a research paper she wrote on the bias in AI systems that was blocked from publication. Her paper went over the unintended consequences of natural language processing systems, the creation, computing, and automating of written words and audio. In a later article from June 2, 2021, Google responded to the negative backlash to her firing by doubling the staff size for studying responsible AI, and a pledge from Sundar Pichai to fund more ethical AI projects. Although the reality of the situation is different, as the actual ethical AI study team had been in limbo for months, and Google had not replaced former leaders of the team. On the legal side, the EU is creating a new bill to put more responsibility on AI companies that end up releasing harmful products, in an attempt to hold AI companies more accountable for the systems they create. The act, called the AI Liability Directive, will be adding on to the also-to-be-released EU AI Act, to implement extra layers of protection for use in high-risk sectors like policing, recruitment, and healthcare. Looking at these recent news articles and having the chance to skim through the titles of recent AI news, the takeaway I see here is that with the speed of development, everyone should be taking their time to educate themselves on it. Sooner rather than later, AI technology will become a part of your life, and we should be aware of the risks and support regulation and studies done.